destroyed it. That's a nice one. Wow, that was cool. Just got done flipping for one that I missed. And this guy destroyed it next cast. That was cool. Get this sugar bug out of his mouth. There we go. That's a good one. That was cool. Let's get her back. That was pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, we just pulled up to the lake. Kyle and I got here bright and early in the morning. As you can see, it's pretty foggy out here. Really fishy conditions. I think we're gonna try to go back to the basics and old school and chuck a little topwater around. We got buzzbait tied on. We got frogs. We got everything you can ever want for some hard-hitting, close contact largemouth. Put together a pretty good pattern. They're pretty predictable when you get around them. Yeah, my buddy and I were out here last week. Caught a bunch of fish. Caught a really big one actually. So hopefully we can replicate that and get on a cool little pattern today. Just got the braid sticks tied up and we're gonna go see what we can do. Gonna idle our way over there. Can't see very far, but we'll take it easy and see when we get there. So kind of to give you guys a lay of the land here, we're on some pretty big water. Obviously it doesn't look like that. It's pretty calm right now. It's the morning, but I'm just fishing the whole shoreline of this lake. It goes for miles. And all we've got is just bare sand and reeds. So kind of what you have to do is put your trolling motor on high and pick apart this water and find the key subtleties. But this buzzbait really helps you do that. If I were to be flipping a jig, I would catch some fish, obviously, because I've caught a couple here following up my buzzbait. But that's very time consuming and not very smart for efficiency wise. This buzzbait you can chuck around, cover water, find the concentrations of fish, kind of find what they're setting up on, and that'll help you dial it in. And you can even come back to these areas after you've ran through them with a buzzbait, frog, whatever it be. And you can flip around and catch some more fish, some stragglers that you didn't get a hold of with the buzzbait. But the buzzbait really helps just cover water, stay efficient, and keep moving if you're on these big lakes with expansive cover like these reeds. Ooh, that was a little early, Will. So the jig can come in for backup. That's a big one. Oh boy. Flipped in there with the jig. Flip him in. There we go. First fish of the day. Took us a little bit to find him, even to find our spot with this fog, but after we got around the good stuff, just chucking the buzzbait around and got a hit and threw back in there with the jig, and there we go. It's pretty cool. Let's get her back, but we got to get back out there. As opposed to last week when I was out here, these fish are committing pretty hard on topwater, so you never really would need to come back with a jig or Texas rig or anything like that. But you kind of have to pay attention to those details. So today it was pretty cold morning, and I think that's kind of why they're starting off sluggish. So it's always good to have a follow-up bait on the deck when it's a little colder water. Stuff hasn't started to heat up as much yet. But that being said, you can come back here after everything's kind of heated up and warmed up, and you could probably catch them just throwing this buzzbait or a frog or something more aggressive. But you got to pay attention to those little things in the morning or in colder temps where they might be a little more sluggish. You might need something under the water. on. Okay. Off the edge of those reeds off that point. Whoa, careful. It's a little on here, but starting to put something together. I've noticed is these fish are kind of setting up on more specific reeds than just reeds. So what I mean by that is I've noticed that they're not in this sparser stuff kind of like over here, but as you can see, they kind of thicken up and on this point right here. And they're using that wall to either navigate or push bait up or whatever they're doing, but starting to put a little pattern together that they're sitting pretty tight to these thicker reeds. So I think we're gonna start running more of that as time goes on. Oh, there he is. Feisty one. As you can see, that 1-2 punch saved me again, but not a huge one. On that little skipping jig. It's pretty easy to locate them with that buzzbait, and then if you don't get a hold of them first try, it's always good to toss back in there with something a little different. Just a little Strike King skipping jig with a menace scrub on the back, but it's got 2 of my bites so far, so I'm gonna keep that going here. Boy, destroyed it. That's a nice one. Wow, that was cool. Just got done flipping for one that I missed, and this guy destroyed it next cast. That was cool. Kind of running our pattern here. We ran around a little bit, came to some stuff that looked good, and it had him. Wow, that hook is just got him good. Sugar bug out of his mouth. There we go. That's a good one. That was cool. Let's get her back. So for my setup with chucking around the buzzbait, I got this loose combo here. I'm liking the 7/6. It's really nice to bomb cast around these reeds. As you can tell, normally my casts are pretty far away, pretty far from the fish. Reel just normal 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. That seems to be about the perfect speed for reeling this buzzbait in, getting it above the water, but not having it go too fast where you're burning it away from fish. In the line, I went for the 30-pound Power Pro. I like the 30 because it's a little bit thinner. It's easy to cut through these reeds if you do get a fish kind of back in off the edge. And the buzzbait is actually pretty unique. As you can see, it's got this swivel. Compared to like your normal straight wire buzzbait, this thing definitely has better hooking ratio, and then being able to keep the fish on, keep them pinned in this heavy stuff. You know, as everyone knows, they've all had fish come off in the heavy emergent vegetation, but this seems to keep them pinned a little bit better so they don't have as much room to throw the bait. Flying bass. Switched up to the frog just for around this rice. And that thing smoked it. Little popping perch. He's got that thing engulfed. Look at there. You wanted that thing. Not a huge one, but it's kind of cool. Just switched it up a little bit for around this scattered rice here. It's pretty hard for a buzzbait to get through that sticky stuff, so kind of just fishing what's in front of us and taking what we can get.